remember my password.
If you check my Twitter, Reiji, I made a paste bin that talks a little bit about it. It's mostly dumb shit, honestly, that all things considered, find pretty funny. Yo, Peter. This isn't actually my memory card. This is a memory card of another user. She gave it to me, or another runner. She gave it to me while I was at AGDQ. And thank you for the sub. Okay. Let's do this thing.
You know what, fuck it, I'm putting an E, because fucking Americans.
Yo, my kids.
Alright, can I knock a fuck?
Oh, hell yeah.
Now it's time for curving. Isn't this your favorite part? What the?
Awful games done in Riko's apartment.
Yeah, awful games done in Riko's apartment. AGDIRA.
I would go to that.
We would end the marathon with Bash. Specifically American Bash.
TSCU.
Okay, where the fuck am I?
I was thinking. God damn it.
Ah, no, you went the wrong way! Shit. There we go. There's gonna be a lot of gold sounds, by the way.
That was such a tight dodge. Alright, just focus. Okay.
It's not modded. It's, you can manipulate save files in Crash 2 where if you, like, save the game and enter a level at the same time, you get a 0% save file in that level, that starts in that level. So you can start in Warp Room,
Oh, chat.
you can start in Warp Room
Every time you say Crash
5.
3, I think like modding the game for half a second.
When I say what?
Crash 3 mod.
Oh.
Like, I'm getting Crash 3 mod.
Crash Bandicoot 3 Warp Forgot's back.
Oh my god, and
In before Pete forgets to mod me to
Pete's pretty good on it.
Yeah, the only reason he was waiting is because the site was having issues because of GDQ.
Oh yeah.
Which is fair.
Dude, this game is so much easier on a not laggy monitor.
oh, I just remembered the meme.
Oh my fuck. This game's still shit sometimes though. Now the $1 million question, can I actually leave Night Fight with 2 masks this time?
I hate the this happens.
Do they sell merch at GDQ? No, not at GDQ. It's technically not a con.
Stop!
Stop stopping.
Oh my fucking god, I seriously died like right at the end. I was betting on not dying.
I usually bet on not dying as well. Oh my god, I actually left Night Fight with 2 masks. Yeah, I do in fact have a snow day already. It's great.
Snow days for me, which I'm honestly fine with because I'd have to shovel them.
This is the first snow day we've actually gotten so far, Reiji. At least to my knowledge, you know, I don't go to school, but this is the first one that my work's been shut down for.
Sometimes I forget that like snow days are legitimately because like it's a bad thing and not like because you just get a day off.
Yeah, no, it's like it's because it's dangerous.
Yeah, sometimes I genuinely forget that. Like, sometimes I don't even realize like Martin Luther King Day is like Martin Luther King Day. I just think it's like, oh, school's off, cool.
I don't even get that off. It makes me sad.
I mean, to be fair, I'm in school.
I mean, it's a federal holiday, so a lot of places do get it off. I just don't. I get like more days off around like major holidays though, so like I get 2 days off for Thanksgiving, 2 for Christmas, and 2 for like the 4th of July.
Big rip in the chat.
Big Rick in the O.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Gosh, I thought it would mean.
Oh boy.
It would be like a Twitter post. It's like.
Oh my fuck!
This is the person.
Isn't Maryland weather all over the place random? Yes, it is. Also, yo, Kyrie.
Like,
also, I'm
like,
sorry, Rebek, for interrupting you like I interrupt White Paws.
I'm gonna fucking explode. No. But it was gonna be a meme. It's like, this is what someone who calls you an NPC looks like, and then it'll be like one of those 2007 memes. It's like went outside graphics or shit.
God.
Did you see the tweet it was that
I don't think so.
it was based off true events. I'll find it once this attempt was. It was actually, I actually got like 15 likes because I think a lower YouTuber small bit of people. Proto liked that tweet actually. Oh boy. Okay. I read Paceman is goose.
Yeah, it sounds about right, Reggie, actually. And there are also a lot of people who are like really upset because I was interrupting a guy who clearly wasn't good at English. I was like, you've never spoken to White Paws ever if you think he's not good at English.
Dude, White Paws literally has better English than me.
Yeah. He slows down a bit because it's not his first language, and that's usually where I was like cutting in to cover where he was stopping so there wouldn't be a break in the commentary. And like, I know White Paws, so I know when he's like struggling to find a word. So, what the fuck?
I don't even think he does that.
I mean, he does sometimes.
Actually, occasionally he does, like, yeah, sometimes he does.
It's like, Crash 2 commentary is really fast-paced because the run is really fast-paced. There's a lot going on that people aren't aware of, so... I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care. Literally everybody... Okay. Literally everybody I've spoken to about it, like, in person, whose opinion I actually value, as in they're not on Twitch or Reddit, has told me the commentary was great. So... Even, like, the guy who was doing the donations said the commentary was great, so... Like, he said it at the end of the fucking run, he's like, great commentary, very informative. It was just, like, a couple shitters who made a big deal out of it, and then it blew out of proportion. And I was like, I mean, I guess. I at least had enough integrity to, like, address it, because there was enough people, like, crying about it. But, like, I wasn't offended. I was like, I mean, I was like, people are unhappy, big surprise, like, whatever.
Oh, no, I saw that.
Yeah. That was actually like, I was talking in math class with some students, and then all of a sudden they said something about, like, how the school was brainwashing kids to think they're trans, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave the class now. I literally like took a lap around that floor like 3 times. And I didn't even like sign out or like say, oh, can I use the bathroom or can I take a walk? I literally just like fucking bailed out of class.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
And I was like, yeesh.
You know what the best feeling about this is? I can do Ruination and die at the end and not care because I've already done hanging out.
Nice. What's a sub 1 class?
What? What'd you say?
Oh, you can actually. I said a sub 1 class.
Trob was actually asking that. I wasn't sure, but when I think about it, it like might be. Because the major things that the run cuts, it cuts out 3 things. It cuts out the second visit to air crash, but it also like the first visit is longer. And like you technically visit it twice, but the second time is just to get the Snow Go secret exit or secret entrance. So that gets cut out, and then you cut out Komodo Bros and Tiny. So like, I don't know if that adds up to like 7 minutes because I think Boomfan's sob is 107. But like, it's possible. It's definitely not gonna be me that does it.
Get a hot dill bop.
I mean, it is probably like a good like 4 to 5 minutes saved off of that. So, oh my fuck, I really just got invincibility. This is how you know I wasn't paying attention.
Off you meanie.
Oh my god, the slide jump is so fucking slow, dude.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I had to zigzag that to make sure I could get it.
I hate how there's a cap.
Alright, so don't leave Ruination with 2 masks, ever.
Like, the slide jump is literally slower than the normal slide jump.
Why would they do that?
It's so dumb, because it caps the slide, too. It sounded like the AVGN there. What the fuck? What were they thinking? It caps the slide,
What were
too.
you thinking?
What were you thinking? When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
That actually kind of sounded like the AVGN. Now that I think about it.
Oh, I thought you were saying I sounded like Sammy Classic Sonic fan. I was like, I'm offended. It's about as offensive as assuming my shirt is purple.
Sammy's Classic Sonic, dude. He's 19, by the way.
Yeah, I saw like a recent like video of him, like, because I guess he does like vlogs. He's like a normal human being now.
Yeah, he does. He's insane. He seems so chill. He does like he's in college and shit.
Honestly, I like seeing stuff like that as like people who are like cringy as shit at one time and then they just become normal people and like grow up and mature. I actually love that because it reminds me of me.
Apparently he memes about it too.
I mean, that's the best way to go about it, is like if people give you shit and then you realize like, oh yeah, probably valid, and then you just roll with it. Like, that's what I did with fucking like the clip of me throwing the PlayStation 4 controller in NST that Deep made to try and like make me look bad, and it was like fat Crash Bandicoot speedrunner gets mad and breaks controller, and I was like, hell yeah, that shit was hilarious. And then I put it in the clip compilation, or like the shit with the AGDQ commentary. I'm just rolling with it at this point. Like, one of the comments on my Reddit post was like, how does it feel to be a meme? And I was like, honestly, that's like one of the best parts. It was like, I got like a good like 5 memes out of it.
He has another he has a what's it, a YouTube channel. Like another one. Like one that's modern. Like,
Sammy Modern Sonic fan.
Fuck
A couple shirts I got like a few weeks ago finally came while I was gone.
Nice. Yo, Piano Man. People are so toxic. That is true, but what do you expect out of the internet? I just laugh at it. Like, oh, this is the best part of NG Plus 100% is that you actually do the secret entrance in Road to Ruin.
Amazing. Is there anything to it besides the big group of boxes before it?
No. I mean, there's like some platforming at the beginning, but it takes you like right to the big group of boxes.
Damn, like 3 or 4 jumps, woo lad.
Very difficult platforming, let me tell you. Why the fuck does this do plant food after? That's wrong. This is wrong. I should be doing unbearable next. I think it's because I copied Mr. Bean and he always did Road to Ruin right before plant food. And then I just forgot to change that in my splits.
Dude, everyone like fucking was
Yo,
like,
muffins.
oh yeah, I learned about Crash 2 through Mr. Bean. Or
I mean,
Mr. Bean's run. And I literally hadn't heard of it until I watched it.
I mean, that's how I learned it, so.
I remember seeing his videos in, like, middle school.
They were very informative videos. Like, that's how I learned about a lot of the stuff in the game, was that he explained everything.
Dude, you know what's insane to me? He went from a 129 to a 120, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can't even do that.
I mean, there was probably a bunch of runs in between.
Maybe. Actually, I think it said it was an 8 minutes improvement.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, like, I can't even do that. Although, to be fair, the fucking speedrunners back in the day were, like, really hardcore sometimes. Like, so I remember hearing, like...
Really?
The DK64 word progression. There was a bunch of shit about, like, how one runner would never record his run until he got one that he was happy with. And he would just post, like, he would do runs, but he would never record them.
I mean, a lot of that in the, like, from the 129 to 120, a lot of that came from FDS, but...
That's good. That's not good. Oh my god, that's so much good.
What the fuck? There was,
Like,
like, no slide there.
Agree.
I missed. I always miss that one. Oh my fuck! If you ever needed proof that life hates me, that was it.
Apparently, Pause and Michael's plane got delayed again.
Yeah, I saw that.
So glad I got a drive.
It's okay, next year there won't be any snow to stop GDQ.
Yeah.
Good old orange sunshine state.
Yeah, my parents had a good time on their little vacation.
Yeah, how was that for them?
It was good. They went into Washington. They were still able to see lots of monuments and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Nice thing you posted in VC.
Oh yeah. Yeah, socks are only a Canadian thing. Yes. I know the no-name thing. No-name brands. Those aren't a thing in the US, right?
Like, no-name brands of socks that you just buy them, they're just socks.
No, like it's a separate thing. But no name brand. It looks like it's like dystopian shit, dude.
Oh, I think I've heard of that. I think I've heard. Actually, I remember seeing this one image of like a bunch of like beverages, and they just actually have the logos. They have like labels with the name on it in like generic text. It's like it actually looks like fucking communist Russia.
Yeah, you know what's funny? We get no name brand stuff all the time, and it's fine.
When I can just drive to GDQ. I mean, I won't be able to do that. Well, I can technically do that next year. It'll just take a lot longer. Florida's a bit farther of a drive than 40 minutes for me.
Florida's to the east, right?
South.
South.
Oh, it's down. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking California, motherfucker.
That's to the west!
Oh, that's what I meant. West.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. I meant west, not east.
Oh, I missed you, Rebag.
That's West Patrick.
You know,
You're fired again.
I think you need to unironically learn some geography.
Dude,
Unironically.
No. I swear I knew what I was actually saying. I just accidentally said east.
Bullshit.
No, actually.
Also, yo, Spirit Wolf.
I swear. Please don't hurt me.
Why do you swear? That's bad. You're underage. It is against the law for teenagers to swear. Fucker.
It's like in elementary school. Someone says hell, like.
Yeah.
Dude, there was one time. Oh my god, there was one time I got baited into learning swears by saying them. Some students were like, "Oh, it's the SHIT word." It's like, shit. And they're like, or the FUCK word.
Did you just say the FUCK word?
And I didn't know what swearing was back then.
This is cringy, but also really funny. Some kids in like first grade were using the middle finger, like being edgy and shit, and I didn't know what it meant. So one time I walked into my mom's room and I'm like, hey mom, look at this.
You flipped her off.
It's like that one fucking book by Louis C.K. like The Boy Who Lost His Face or whatever.
What?
Man, y'all need to read some like children's literature. I think it's actually a young adult. I don't know. Louis C.K. makes some good books.
Rebag's like, who?
Yeah, nice. Oh my
How dare I swear in this Christian stream? Yeah, man. Fuck me.
Yeah, that's very accurate, Rebag. Like, there's like aisles.
Oh, fuck.
That's so
And all the no-name brand stuff we buy is fine. We don't get no-name brand cool. Yeah, it's just very dystopian. Dude, no-name soup, now that's the dystopian communist shit. When you have that like in your cellar. God,
So that's a brand.
How about that monster at the end of this book? Oh, is that the Sesame Street book with like Grover or some shit? And he's like, there's a monster at the end of this book. I had that when I was a kid. That was pretty cool.
apparently it's by Loblaw, which is a Canadian food retailer.
Are you seriously Bob Loblaw's Loblaw?
Yeah, Bob.
La 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 la.
Bob Loblaw's Loblaw. Bob Loblaw's.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
I knew this guy, the nudist guy.
Once I knew this guy, the nudist died.
Oh yeah, reminder, my sister is a yoga instructor, and someone asked her if she would be willing to do it at a nudist beach.
Oh my god.
Kill yourself.
God.
Actually kill yourself. That's the most fucking incel thing ever.
That's creepy, honestly.
God.
Incel.
Like, she was asked that by, like, I don't even know.
Yeah, that's
Fun fact, plant food was the first gem I ever got in Crash 2.
Yeah, it's reasonable, considering like there's a timer.
What was I gonna say?
Memes.
Oh, did you read the book that was like the Rainbow Sickness?
The Rainbow
TV
Sickness?
skip.
What's it called?
Rainbow Six Siege.
What was it called? It was about
The
this
Rainbow
girl.
TV skip.
It was about this girl who like got sick and she was like.
And she got Rainbow TV
colored.
skip.
No, like actually.
Rainbow TV sick? Oh, fuck.
Rainbow TV skip.
Oh my god.
Let's see if I can read.
Numbers on the Farm? I haven't heard of that one.
You read this book called Animal Farm?
Animal Farm's pretty good.
I saw this one meme that was like studying for your like test on Russia in the 1900s, and it's like reading that one book about the pigs who take over the farm and enslave the other pigs.
I don't know. I liked Animal Farm.
Girl with
Animal Farm.
bow.
Anime Farm. Oh my fuck, no, 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 no! Oh! Oh! The Riko sounds are back, by the way.
Rainbow Sickness. What's it called? I keep finding MLP. Oh, this is what it's
I'm
called. The
very curious about the end of that sentence where you keep finding MLP.
MLP stuff. Like Rainbow Dash.
Stuff.
What the fu- How are you finding MLP stuff when you're looking up Rainbow Sickness? I'm very concerned about the internet.
It's called A Bad Case of the Stripes. Of Stripes.
Yeah, I don't read too much Spirit Wolf, but there's like a handful of books that I'm pretty big fan of. This is gonna suck. Yep. Fuck sooner or later, dude. What? How did that first one not even work is the real question. Oh, there we go. Oh my god.
Acceptance. Have you ever heard of this book? I posted in VC. I remember.
You're gonna find MLP no matter what? Nothing wrong with that. Shifty eyes.
Maybe it's too Gen Z for you.
Oh my fuck, dude. Like, really?
Do you really think the cover was that bad?
No, not that.
Have any of you heard of that? Okay.
Yo, this sewer was ass.
Tat,
Yeah?
check these. Have you heard of that book?
No, never heard of that.
It's about this book. It's about this book. Yep. Yeah.
A book about a book. Oh.
The book thief?
Gone. It's about this girl who like gets bullied or something, and she gets like this sickness where her face is a rainbow, and later in the book she like becomes her house.
The
or something.
fuck?
She's like fed this pill. It's the red pill, by the way. No.
I'm very confused.
Check these.
See, first you said it was about a girl who got bullied, and I thought you were talking about Speak.
What, Speak?
Yeah, the book.
No, it's like a children's book.
Oh, okay. Speak is definitely not a children's book.
Wait, is that the one about the girl who got...
She got raped at a party before her first day of high school.
We had to read that for freshman year, I think.
I never had to read it, but it is like a required reading for a lot of high schools.
It was one of the options for the 2 books that we had to read over break. And instead of actually reading it when it came time to do this,
Okay.
I read a summary and then tried to infer what I could, and I got an 80.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, no, it's not. It's a children's book. Speak is definitely. I hope we're not showing children books that have rape in it.
Yeah, I don't do that.
That doesn't sound good to me. Maybe metaphors. I think that's good. I like that.
There's one book we had to read in high school. It had some. There was some lesbian sex scene in it or something.
In high school.
Yeah, high school.
Oh.
There's an implied sex scene in Final Fantasy VII.
I can't believe I got fucked there again.
In Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
Actually, Brave New World. We didn't read that as a class, but I did it as my independent study.
I didn't care for Brave New World.
Yeah, it has this big ass orgy at the end.
Yeah, the orgy porgy. That is literally the way they describe it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's an interesting concept with like the actual like substance bored me.
Yeah, it was.
I read this one book in freshman year about this like weird couple, and there was like one scene where I swear I thought they were gonna like have sex in the car, and I was reading it in class.
Is it gonna be in the McDonald's parking lot?
The Denny's parking lot.
Okay.
The Macca's parking lot?
The Mac. Wanna go give a hot blowy behind the Macca's?
I mean, Reiji, if you haven't played Final Fantasy VII by now, I don't know what to tell you.
I thought you were gonna say, I mean, if you haven't gone a hot blowy behind the Mac.
Can you do a book report on a manga? I'm surprised you got away with that, Riko.
I remember the only like, well, actually, I read way more books than this. But my favorite book that I've read ever was Wallflower, and the only reason I read it, like I've read it different things. I've heard it was like about like, oh, it's about high school, it's a realistic fiction about growing up, and I like heard it. Like,
Is that the Perks of Being a Wallflower?
The Perks of Being a Wallflower, yes.
I like that one.
And it's like such a deceiving title, like description to that, because you hear that and you think it's like, oh, it's gonna be a quirky, cheesy ass book, it's not gonna have any substance. And the book starts out in like really serious, like one of the students like kills themselves in the last day of 8th grade or like near the end. And it like covers themes of like rape and shit, and it's like super good.
Yeah. I haven't read the book, but I read the movie. I read the movie. I watched the movie. I read the movie. I watched the movie. The movie was really good. I liked it a lot.
I watched it to see how it was shown in the movie, since I believe it's a good book. Good book. I like the little twist at the end.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I read Catcher in the Rye also, Reggie. I'm actually a really big fan of that book. That's one of my favorites.
We were supposed to read it for sophomore year. I didn't.
Definitely think that's a classic. I really like Catcher in the Rye. Dude, imagine having to do Barrett 33 minutes into the run.
I think if I read Cuckoo's Nest, I would have liked it.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I didn't read that one.
I didn't read it, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, wow, that worked. Holy shit.
But I understood the book. I get what it's about. I also didn't read 1984. But
I didn't have to read 1984.
But unlike literally every person on the internet who mentions 1984, I still understand the premise of the book.
I really liked Lord of the Flies.
I haven't read that.
I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, that one was really cool.
I've read a
character
summary.
Yeah.
Lord of the Flies though. It's like about like stranded. How old are they?
It's like a bunch of like I think they're like 12,
Something like
and they're like stranded on an island, and they like slowly become savages, and it's supposed to be like symbolic of like humanity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Michael really hates
Oh
that
my
book.
fuck!
Wow, Jesus, I didn't feel so strongly about Michael hating that.
I have read Fahrenheit 451 Spirit Wolf. That one's interesting. I think the book is good. The movie is.
I watched Fahrenheit. I watched the interpretation of Fahrenheit 451 and we read the book. And what pissed me off is like I get the point of the book, but the teacher I had used the book to like be like, oh, you see, this TV is bad. It's like,
Oh yeah,
big
screw that.
shot.
Nah, Fahrenheit 451. There was a movie that came out like within a couple years of it releasing, and if you watch it, you can tell it's like super 1960s.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has like some dramatic ass music whenever they're in like the fire truck going to burn some shit. It's like dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. I'm like, this is something you'd listen to during the chess scene of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh my god, yeah. It's a really 60s movie.
Also, fucking the main character, I think his name's Guy. He's played by like an Austrian actor or something, so he has an accent, and it's just like always threw me off because I'm pretty sure Fahrenheit 451 takes place in America.
Yeah, I think it does.
Also, the girl, like, spoilers for Fahrenheit 451 if anyone wants to read like a half-decade-old book. The girl doesn't die, and that kind of like defeated her purpose, I felt.
Half-decade?
It's like in 1960s. That's like half a decade. That's like more than half a decade, I think. No, that's about half a decade.
Riko!
Oh no, half century.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know how to do math.
It was screaming so loud.
You were not screaming. Don't lie to me.
I was like,
What the fuck is math, dude? Like,
oh yeah, this is like half a decade. Like, Riko. Oh, maybe it wasn't half a decade. Like, Riko!
Wait, so why does Michael hate Lord of the Flies?
He disagreed with it.
With what? Just the themes?
I think he does.
that's why a lot of people in my high school literature class hated Invisible Man. But I think it was also they just thought it was annoying. I was like, it's literally about like black rights.
It is?
Well, not there's There's Invisible Man and then there's the Invisible Man.
Okay. Which one?
Invisible Man is the one that's not about someone who turns invisible.
I was thinking like, wow, I don't know how they got that to work. But
Yeah.
cool.
No, Invisible Man is about like a black man in like 1930s Harlem.
Oh.
And like I really liked it, and then all my classmates like, I don't know how you could like something about such a pretentious asshole. It's like he's literally a black man living in the middle of the civil rights movement. It's not even, it's like before the civil rights movement.
Jesus. I don't know. I just don't read the books. We had to read this one book for the summer that was called The Hate You Give, and it's about this.
Oh yeah, they've just been a movie of that one.
Yeah, there was a movie that. Like it's about this girl who's like. It's just about like this. I can't speak. Oh my god. It's about this black girl, and in the beginning of the book, basically the theme is set because her friend is shot by a cop.
By a cop, yeah.
Yeah, and this is in the beginning of the book. But he's shot by a cop because they're pulled over for some reason. I don't remember. And he pulls out a hairbrush, and the cop immediately assumes it's a gun and shoots him, and then that makes her like a black rights activist and shit.
Yeah. I remember seeing a trailer for that one. I was like, that seems actually really interesting.
I heard it's a really good book. I didn't read it.
I did read The Great Gatsby, Spirit Wolf. I
I'm
liked
gonna
it.
read that soon.
I haven't seen the movie, but I did enjoy the book.
What was the last book we read? Oh, we read The Natural. You read The Natural?
The which one?
The Natural.
I don't think so.
It's about a baseball player. It's not a baseball book though. It's about like.
I don't think I've read that one.
Yeah, no. It's about just this baseball player who, when he's 19, he gets seduced by this woman on a train and gets shot, and then 15 years later he goes back to baseball and gets seduced by this woman, and
Gets
the
shot.
relationship really never works out. And the thing is, he's like a really, really good baseball player. Like he's major leagues and shit. Or not, he's not in major leagues, but he's like major leagues. Like he's top level baseball player.
World record tier baseball player.
World record tier baseball.
I haven't heard of Bluest Eye, Reiji.
But yeah, he's like really good at baseball and like he does a lot of painting and shit. And he meets this one woman who's a grandmother, which is basically her like drawback, I guess. And she's like 30. And she tries to teach him about like how suffering brings you, like you can learn from your suffering and all. And I actually wrote an essay on it. But
Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. Fear is the path of the dark side.
But yeah, Crash, did you fall asleep?
You did. I mean, like,
is sleeping
Oh,
so
pretty
insane
tired.
IRL.
Right. I didn't realize it was tired though. You sounded fine. I just heard Crash.
man, this run's really far behind. I'm already 40 minutes in, and I'm only in Crash Dash.
Kind of funny. I literally asked him if he fell asleep. What kind of thing is that to do? It's like, are you dead? But yeah, basically the book is about like how he keeps making mistakes and not learning from them. And there are a bunch of women in the book, and some are like really hot but dumb and like gold diggers, and others are like really wise, and he falls for all the dumb ones that are like gold diggers. He's a lustful motherfucker.
Why am I doing Crash Dash now? So this is New Game Plus 100%. It's not actually a run that's recognized. It's not a category recognized by the leaderboards. But basically, I have I guess I would say it's corrupted save file that starts in Warp Room 5 at 0%. So basically, I'm just starting with more or less access to any level, and then I just do it in a different order. And then there's some things you can skip just because you have more freedom of levels. Like you skip the second visit to Air Crash, you skip 2 of the bosses. Yo, Flag Attack. I'm doing alright, how are you? But yeah, there's a way to like manipulate a save file in Crash 2 where if you use walking while talking to enter a level at the same time you save the game, you can get a 0% save file at any point in the game. I believe. I don't know the exact specifics, but it's like something like that. I didn't actually set up this file. I got it from another runner while I was at EGQ. The real scary thing is having Turtle Woods be like halfway through the run. It's like, oh, well, if I hit a box, then like, shit, I can't reset.
What are the books that I read in here? So far this week? I never read Mockingbird.
I love To Kill a Mockingbird. That is one of my favorite books.
I have the book right next to me, actually.
The movie is also fantastic. You enjoyed the GDQ run and hope I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was never really upset or offended by like the comments. I was just like, when I was told that a lot of people were upset with it, I was more confused than anything. And then when I read about it, I was like, I mean, I didn't think that anything was really wrong with it, but I decided to address it anyway just because there were people who were upset about it. So I was like, this is why like it happened the way it did, and if I upset you, then I'm sorry, but also like I can't really do anything about it. This was how we planned the commentary to be. Okay. Okay.
Has anyone here read any of the...
Mockingjay is a Hunger Games book, Rijiku.
Has anyone here read one of John Grisham's books?
No.
Your name doesn't ring a bell.
He's a lawyer, or he was a lawyer in real life or something, and he's written novels.
You know what book series was really cool? I never finished it, but I read like the first 2 books, and it was just like the entire idea and setting was cool. Is The Belgariad by David Eddings. It's like a 5-book series that's like fantasy, and it basically is like all like the classic tropes of fantasy, except for they're done like really well. And I remember my dad and my sister were both like really, really big fans of it. Do I read any manga? Not really, actually. I read like the first 20 volumes of Inuyasha when I was a kid. That manga is for like older teens. I should probably do Hang 8 before I do Snow Go, actually. And then I read Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga is some fucked up shit, dude, let me tell ya. That stuff gets dark as hell.
No progress, except a little progress. Okay, I have to head over mode.
Good night.
Alright, night.
Welcome back, Crash. I just have to leave.
Yeah, I was really excited. I was really excited to be on the couch commentating for like a run that I actually knew a hell of a lot about, and like, I feel like I did my job of like teaching people about the run, and like if a bunch of people who aren't even interested in learning Crash were offended by that, then I really don't know what to say. Oh my god, I'm gonna be in invincibility again. God damn it. Yeah, I definitely need to do Snow Go after Hang 8. There's gonna be some route changes. Oh my god. God, the slide is so slow, dude! Actually, I'm gonna do Hang 8. And then the pits. Your Inuyasha book report is probably the best thing ever made. That sounds terrifying. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 is pretty dark. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 is just weird. In that, like, it's darker than the Duel Monsters anime, but it's also just, like, the production value was clearly not there. Also, for some reason, Kaiba has booger green hair. Like, who looked at Seto Kaiba and was like, he looked good with some green hair. This is a problem. Yeah, I need to really work on my Warp 1 level order. We gotta do some mad, like, rearranging in this shit. Should probably actually do the pits before I do Crash Dash. Okay. I mean, the Season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tried to adapt, like, the early manga, which was really dark and really different from later Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, didn't have anything to do with the card game, aside from, like, a couple cameos of it. But then, like, the Toei animation tried to make it, like, more lighthearted, which just ended up making it weird. Also, it's actually the only Japanese version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Yugi sounds like a small child. He actually has like a really masculine, like, not super masculine, but you can tell he is a male teenager voice in like the Japanese like version. I guess that is technically a Japanese dub. Is that what it would be described as, a dub? If it's the original version? I don't know. I mean, friendship was always just a recurring theme of Yu-Gi-Oh! I have to do the pits still. Or not the pits, hang it. The awful Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, Pyramid of Light. Oh, hell yeah, that movie sucks, dude. Dark Side of Dimensions is amazing, but Pyramid of Light is some trash. It was never to happen, and for 5,000 years it never did. What the fuck does that even mean? I have to be really careful about soft locking and hang 8. Fucking, it's okay when it's like 7 minutes into the run. When it's 50 minutes into the run, it's a bit scarier. Yeah, zombie. Oh yeah, the promotional cards for Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie. A lot of those aren't actually valuable. It was like Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, which for like a year and a half was actually unplayable. Sorcerer Dark Magic, which is just a bad card. Pyramid of Light, I think. Yeah, Pyramid of Light, which was just an awful card. And then Wadapon, which is cute. Nah, Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie did not produce good cards. I think the best way to describe Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie is that you can tell that 4 kids made it. Although apparently there was like some concept art they used from Kazuki Takahashi for Anubis. So I guess it wasn't entirely a 4 kids thing, but it was a 4 kids thing. I'm gonna blame them. Mother. Oh! I almost died. The Digimon movie? Isn't that the one with the frickin' like Green Day soundtrack or something? I think my roommates in college watched that once, and I just like, I fucking hate life, dude. And like, I listened to it, but I didn't like actually watch it. Let's do this again. Playing Birth by Sleep, Ericus can suck your dick. Dude, Birth by Sleep sucks. Like, Birth by Sleep's story is wonderful, and then like Birth by Sleep's gameplay is some hot ass. I like the idea of the command deck. I just think that Birth by Sleep executes it extremely poorly. Like, it executes it in such a way that like it is so ridiculously overpowered that like basic gameplay of Kingdom Hearts is not worth doing. It's literally like dodge roll and triangle, because if you try basic shit, then not only are you not doing a lot of damage, but your opponent's also just gonna like break out of it because what is like flinching. And then you just like dodge roll and thunder surge and you like win. Well, that sucked. Like, there's a lot of people who don't like the gameplay of Birth by Sleep. It's like so slow, so defensive, and like especially in later portions, it's really like dodge roll and command deck. Oh, 53 minutes in, first boss fight, let's go.
Nice.
And it's fucking Ripperoo. Like, out of all the bosses we couldn't remove from the run with NG+, one of them had to be Ripperoo. But one of them's also Engine, so it's okay.
Ripperoo is the most intense boss fight.
And then, like, the command deck in Dream Drop Distance feels too weak. Because, like, they realized that everything was, like, really slow as shit in Birth by Sleep. So they made everything aggressive as shit, but then that just makes it feel like you can't do anything unless you spam literally the only good command in the game, Balloonra. It's like, the funny thing is that I feel like the only game that gets the command deck sort of right is Recoded. And I don't even think that game is good. I think that game's story is terrible, but its gameplay is solid. Chain of Memories clearly has the best gameplay. Chain of Memories gameplay is great. Like, I don't get why so many people hate it. It's like, it's different, but it's also like really deep. And I will acknowledge that Chain of Memories works way better on the GBA than it does on the PS2. Like, GBA Chain of Memories is fantastic. Like, Chain of Memories is definitely overhated. It feels too random, but you can, like, build the deck the way you want it. There's actually ways to do strategy in Chain of Memories. I made a deck that was literally just like Blitz and Sliding Dash. And like there's better ways to do it. Aqua is definitely a cool character. I like the story of Birth by Sleep. I think the story is great. It's just the gameplay kills it for me. And it's like when Birth by Sleep came out, I was very fond of it, but like going back and playing it again, that gameplay I just cannot stand. Okay. The worlds in which game?
Welcome back.
Why the fuck would that gray hoodie by W?
What?
Because of Grey Hoodie.
Dude, if anything, I'm Grey Hoodie. I wore a Grey Hoodie for like half the week.
So did he. He wore for the entire week. What?
Actually, mine's like a... Actually, I sort of alternate.
BBS's worlds are like alright. They kind of suffer from the same problem as like KH2, where they're really barren and kind of linear. And also like... the Disney worlds don't feel like they're actually connected to the main story. They kind of just feel like they're there. And that's like one thing that hasn't sat well with me with like the post KH2 games. Like even KH2 had a lot of worlds that suffered from they're not actually important to the overall plot. I feel like the only game that gets that really right is like the first one, and dare I say Days, except even Days kind of suffers from it a little bit. But also the kind of point of Days is that it's just Roxas and Shion and Axel living their lives in Organization 13, and then some fucked up shit happens. I like how we went from talking about classic literature to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, fuck, where are you coughing again?
Okay, that's the way to do it, I suppose. I have... the deep... no.
All I heard was mumble.
You're funny, Mulcher. Fucking dealing with Maleficent, why would you say that? Out of context, that just sounds awful. Oh, we did go from classic literature to anime, actually. Actually, it was about manga. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts just kind of suffers from like having very barren worlds, and I'm glad that Kingdom Hearts 3 looks like it's fixing it. Okay. Wow. Where's the other crate? There's the other crate. What happened there? I got hit by the TNT and it pushed me into the foreground, so I fell off the platform. Better exclamation memes. I don't really think I used D-Links that much in Birth by Sleep, actually. They were probably broken, but you know. Oh my god. That's a way to do it, I suppose. I don't know, if I were to describe the gameplay of Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance, I would just describe it as broken. And that's part of why it just doesn't sit well with me. It's like honestly not fun. I think the best combat comes from Kingdom Hearts 2 for like free. I think the best overall gameplay is Kingdom Hearts 1 as like actual like RPG exploring and shit. KH3 got delayed exactly once, actually, Rijiku. Let's let the LOL Kingdom Hearts 3 delayed meme die.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, you're confused by how the run of this level works. Yeah, the level's really broken, Spirit Wolf. So basically, there's a glitch in Crash 2 and Crash 3 where if you get if you finish a bonus round and then you die while the box counter is still ticking, when you respawn, the game doesn't actually reset the box counter, so you can actually clone a lot of boxes in the level. So that's why I did it in such a weird way. It's like you break a certain number of boxes in the level, you do the bonus round, and then you die and you respawn in. You respawn at the beginning, but you've already broken 72 lives, and then you just do everything again. And it makes it so you don't have to do the entire like bottom section of Cold Hard Crash. And it saves a lot of time. Oh, shit. Oh my lord.
I'm gonna go to sleep, night guys.
Alright, night. It's a pretty great glitch. It's you can actually do it in more levels than just that, but that's the only level where it's like useful and practical. You can do it
used anywhere in Crash 3.
Yeah. You can use it in digging it also, but it's more precise and it's also RNG dependent. Cuz digging its bonus has so few crates that if you're like a little off, or if you get the shoes animation, then you won't respawn in time for the box counter to keep ticking. It'll like run out beforehand. New Game Plus, it's like I don't know if that's like the best way to describe it, but I don't know if there's a better way to describe it. There's a bug in Crash 2 where you can manipulate this. You can manipulate a save file, so you have a 0% save file that starts anywhere in the game. So, like an example here, this 0% file started in Warp 5 in front of Pack Attack, and then you can basically just do the game out of order, and it lets you skip a couple things. It's not an officially recognized category, but I think it's a pretty cool one. It lets you skip the second vision of the air crash and Komodo Bros and Tiny. Alright, let me see if I can go for this one cycle strat. Yeah, it's a really cool thing. Like, I think the only person who like tried to vouch for the category being a thing was Mr. Bean, and like people didn't want to do it because it involved like save file manipulation. All right, let's see if I get this. I'm not gonna get that. I hit him too late.
forces will be very displeased with your resistance. Prepare to suffer his wrath.
I really hope people aren't like seeing this and thinking, oh shit, Riko's on like a hot like 1:16 pace or shit. I was like, no, I'm doing a category that cuts like 6 minutes out of the run. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not like that godlike yet. Yet. Haha. This level.
I'm gonna make a list of the next Crash songs I'll bass boost.
Piston better be number 1.
I've already done that.
Oh damn it! It better be number 1.
I'm gonna do Qualicong.
Oh, that should be good. Nah!
I wonder how the Warp Room in Bash sounds.
Well, hello there.
Yo, Zenthro with the host. Thanks, man. How was your stream? I saw you were doing all keys, aka the category I am mildly interested in. What? I will look at whatever anybody says after Piston in a way, like... This level is... The worst part is that I still put Piston it away at the end of the run, despite the fact of starting the run in Warp Room 5. It's just like more optimal to do it at the end, and it sucks. Because you end up in front of it anyway. Because you have to fight Engine. So, haha, this is still a run killer. Although my favorite thing about this is still like starting with pack attack, so you can just do jetpackless, and if you fail, you just restart. Why would you do that? That's the second extended slide. You were minus 25 minutes left and choked. Damn, the feel. Yo, Ted.
What's up?
This is an NST. This is totally NST. No, not Ted. Ted. That's one of Zenthro's viewers. So Piston's going great, guys. By the way, this is totally NST. It's okay. OG games are cool too.
The Bash Warp Room music actually sounds way better.
Bass boosted or in general?
Bass boosted.
Oh, hell yeah. Poppin'. You should do J.dash bass boosted.
Yeah.
Reminder, guys, that J is the optimal version of Crash Bash, because if you ever tie a game, it sounds like the announcer says, "You're gay!" I'm not even making this up. It actually just legitimately sounds like that. Also, I wanted to do webcam, but my webcam wasn't working. I'm wondering if I unplugged it, and I'm too lazy to check. Also, I wanted to use this dank gif of a still part of Frogger 2's opening cutscene, because it's actually the best thing ever. Let me tell you, this is the best Piston in a way of my career. See, that's what I wanted the first time. Fogger 2. That sounds like a good game. No, the best cutscene in Frogger 2 is the opening one, because when Frogger and Lily Frog open their eyes and realize that all the baby frogs are gone, Frogger's response is "Roar. Ah!" It's the greatest thing of all time. Yo, Toto, Bluntz's run was really good. He got a 136 RTA, which is probably like a mid 120X, like 120 something, in game time. Or like, well, this time it was really solid. It only had like a couple mistakes. Nah, NG Plus is an OG Crash 2 glitch, actually. Dude, if I leave Piston with 2 masks, I might get the rocket glitch at the beginning. I spent 5 minutes in Piston, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Frogger, Ancient Shadow, I have not played that one.
I might do the Gauntlet base boost because I know a funny picture I could use for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is like falling between the death row and the platform right in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
Come on, give me the glitch. Oh, I didn't get it. Fuck you, game. Doesn't feel as epic when Rocket's not the last level of the run anymore. Because the music just makes it so great. I remember there was also like people during the run that were offended by the fact that like they said I interrupted the donations when it was actually like they asked if they had time for more, and I honestly answered, no, we don't. Because, you know, there's a lot of shit going on in Crash 2. It's like, do we have time for more donations? Oh, no, we're about to enter the final boss. Oh, well, fuck that guy. Okay. Thank God I had masks. And thank God I'm not going to have them spaced out. How is that rude? I don't know. Ask Stream Monsters. They also said I was talking over the white shirt guy who clearly did not have good English, even though that was White Paws, one of my best friends who has really fucking good English for someone it's his second language.
It's better than a lot of people that have English as their first language.
Right? Every time I death abuse and spaced out, I just think of the thing you said where that one guy in Boom Fan's no-go video when he death abused in Rocket, he was like, no! it was intentional because you have to do it if you jetpackless.
That shit.
Okay. What the fuck? Everything's wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna be sad if this doesn't even sub 120. I'm like, dude, this was worse than my PB. Like my actual hundo PB. I might still be able to make this. Hell yeah. It's nice not dropping inputs because I'm not playing on PSTV anymore. USB 2. Okay, I'm just not gonna risk that one because I've already died. I guess I'll just do instead of doing God Cycle, I'll just do Dog Cycle.
Dog's life.
Dog's Life. I was actually kind of upset when the PAL game Wingo sent me wasn't Dog's Life. I would have tried to learn it. Roach gave me a PAL copy of Final Fantasy X though, so that's pretty great. I'm the best. I'm not even the best because this isn't even going to sub Mr. Bean. Had some pretty nasty mistakes though, so... I think my goal with Crash 2 this year is to just like play all the categories that nobody gives a shit about. Except for any percent, fuck that category. I'm so good, dude. This isn't gonna sub 120! I'm so sad! This is worse than my actual hundo PB. Fucking hell, dude. What the fuck? Why Spaced Out gotta wiener me like that? Shout outs to Boom Fan. There we go. Ah!
I'll be right back. I'm gonna make the video.
Alright. Fucking shit. Fucking Spaced Out, dude. Why does this level exist? Oh my god. Oh my god! What is this shit? Oh my lord. Lord! This is so sad, dude. Like, if it wasn't for Piston in this level, this would have, like, easily been, like, a fucking, like, 118 or some shit. Probably even, like, a 117. Like, fucking depression, dude. This is gonna be a 121, like, end me. Okay, so there we go. I finally got a 121 in Crash 2, because I didn't get that in actual hundo. I skipped 122 and just went straight to 120. See, that couldn't have happened in my actual hundo run, could it? And then it would have had a 119. I'm actually kind of sad at 121.40. Like, what the hell, dude?
Crash, what do you suppose happened to Cortex? And what about the Cortex Vortex?
It's still up there.